I started editing a video of a canvas that I did, and part of the start of the video was corrupt and it wouldn't play. I don't know what happened. Maybe the power went out or something. So I'm just going to show you something really simple and then get into the video. I also had to delete a lot of the audio because it just didn't sound right. So anyway, what I am making is an initial and using a canvas. So what I did is I got whatever kind you have is fine, but I'm just using these two as an example. So what I did is I glued this on like that. And then on the back, this is very thin, so I can't do it like I'm telling you. But the letters that I used on three of them that I did with canvas were a good half inch to 3/4 of an inch thick. So just take that into consideration. Now, if you're using this, a thin one on canvas or a piece of wood or whatever, gluing it is just fine because it's not really going to have an issue. It's only when it's thick, when it's real thick, a thick letter, then you have to make sure it's sealed on there really well. And I would use heavy duty staples. On this you don't have to. But so anyway, what I did, just say glue your initial to the canvas so that it's, even all the way around. If you use a thicker letter, then staple it with heavy duty staples as well as gluing it, and then it'll never come off. The one that I did that had the skull, I think I uploaded that. It's an exploding canvas. The first one is like the upper body, and I think there's feet coming out, arms are coming out for sure. But then I did another one that was just a skull. And so that one I also used heavy duty staples to make sure it never went anywhere, as well as glue. Okay, so I made sure it wasn't ever coming off. But anyway, if you do it this way and you use one of these thin letters, then just make sure you glue it well so that it never comes off of this canvas. And so that's pretty much it. So it's not like no big secret. So I'm going to go ahead and add the video here of what I did, and I will try my best to include audio as it goes along. Okay, here we go. I am going to tape this bottom part because I don't want that to have anything on it. Just that little bottom part. I want a little bit left alone. Like that. Okay, that'll work. And then I want to tape a little bit on the side so the stencil doesn't shift. Now this is dried overnight, so it should be good. It shouldn't peel up or anything. Shouldn't peel up the gesso. I could have just painted it, but I think gesso is a little better because it seals everything in and gives the surface a chance to be ready for paint or embellishments or whatever. And if it's not 100% straight, so be it. Okay, this doesn't feel bad. Okay, now I cannot do the entire thing because I have a design underneath, so I am just going to do some of this. I really hope I don't see anything here. Let me use one of these. I got these at a garage sale, and they're damaged, warped, whatever. But they do make good, good palettes. What did I do with my palette knife? I must have put it at the other table. I have several, so it's not a big deal. Let me get one out. All right. And hopefully it's still good. Yes, it is. All right. One of the things that I have found, since I have not been using this stuff very often, as a lot of my stuff is drying up. Some of it I can rehydrate, but some of it no. This is just a heavy matte gel, and I just need to use it up. And I just had this idea after I put these pieces down. But that's all right. It doesn't. As soon as I get this on here, I will have to wash this off. All right, get a little of that on there. Make sure I have everything covered that I want covered. Okay. All right, so this is where I want that on this side. So the grieving process takes a long time. It's not something that you're going to get over. Some people think, well, once you do this or you do that, you should be fine, and they just aren't there for you anymore. And that's kind of hard to deal with, but I'm learning. I'm learning. And I'm learning to do it my way. I am learning to live alone, which is not easy. I'm learning to do things for myself and not feel needy. I think that's part of it. I feel needy sometimes, and I don't want to feel needy, and I don't want people to think I'm needy. I'm pretty self-sufficient in most areas, but there are some things that I just cannot possibly do on my own. Partly from not knowing how, or my age, or whatever. So, one of the things I have had to learn is it's okay not to be able to do everything yourself. It's okay to ask for help. And it's okay to feel sad, lonely, depressed. It's okay. Because you know what? If you didn't, there'd be something terribly wrong with you. Ooh, it looks just like I wanted it to. Okay, I went and rinsed and cleaned off the stencil. getting off the excess edges here. I did better on this side, but it's kind of hard when you're trying to see, you know, what is there. But now, I love how this looks. So it has to dry. And, oh, I think that's going to be stunning. I'm going to repaint everything black. And then I'm going to highlight it either silver or gold. I don't know, maybe both. Maybe I'll just do a little gold, do a little silver, and it just kind of, you know, just because that's one thing I forgot to ask, is if which he liked the best. I would imagine he would like both. I don't know, but I hope he likes this. This is just I've made something for my daughter. I've made something for my nephew that looks like this. Something for a friend of mine. And yeah. But everyone is different. I don't make any of them the same. I really, really like this. I think that turned out great. I don't want any peaks though, I just want them to be flat. And it's hard to do when it's wet. I thought it was dry enough to play with it a little bit. Alright, I'm going to let that dry and then I'll be back with the rest of it. Okay, I had to buy a fan. My fan broke yesterday, so I went to Big Lots and I found a little mini fan. It plugs in to your USB. It also has the little, I call them little skeleton bubble things that attach to things. You know, you just put them around a post. And I put that on my frame that I have so I can film straight down. I put it on that, plugged it in, and it did a great job. So I'm quite happy with it. I decided to use this dark plum, which is one of his favorites, so I thought that would be perfect for just for doing this. And I'm just going to lightly paint. I don't know if this is going to work or not. I don't want to get paint on the sides. I just want it on the top. And I want to be able to get it completely around all of the texture that's on here. So I thought just this kind of swirling type motion might help. And I don't want to get it completely wet because I just did it and it's just now dry, so it really isn't completely dry yet. It's dry to the touch. I like the sounds of the brushes and everything. I guess that's why I don't like the music. It's kind of confusing sometimes with music because you think you're getting something that's royalty free or you know, you can use, and then you find out, oh, nope, can't use that. So I don't know if it's because the artists have changed their minds, or you don't really get any kind of information on that. So I just prefer it without the music anyway, and a lot of times people will have music in the background and then you can't hear what they have to say, and that's kind of annoying too. And I don't like to use closed captioning. I hate that. It's hard for me to concentrate on both, you know, the sound and the reading it. I don't watch movies like that either. Don't care for them. But that's just something personal about me. A lot of people love it. It just doesn't work for me. I'd rather not hear anything. So, but, you know, everybody has their quirks. That is one of mine. Usually what happens, it doesn't mean I stop watching the video. I just mute it and just watch. I like hearing people talk about their art, and I like hearing how they do something, or if they decided to change something. I just like to hear all that, but not everybody does. So, and probably sometimes people watch videos but really can't have the sound up for various personal reasons. So, you know. Let's see how that looks. I mean, it does look very dark, but once you put the gold and the silver on it, it'll bring it up. It'll look nice. I am really liking this. I think this is very, very, very nice. I think he will like it. And it's also bringing out the imperfections in the actual wood piece, I'm noticing. So that's kind of a plus, at least in my opinion. Okay, let me put that back in the jar. I need a really small brush to get in that opening right there. Just because I don't want it to just disappear. I'm just gonna do those little spots right there. That I like. And all the raised parts will, you know, will show up, but I just wanted to have this background color going through that. I could do that in the center here too, maybe. No, I don't think so. No, because it is that color in the background. So anyway, this is this step. I don't know how many steps I've done. Probably 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. Who's counting, right? All right, so I'm going to turn the little fan on, and you will not believe how quiet this is. Where is the... That's 1, 2, 3, off. So we want 1, 2. There we go. It's on high. It is cool. I can feel the air. It's a really good little fan. I don't remember what I paid for it. It wasn't much. $10, $9.99. So I would recommend it highly. Here, I'll just put the box. It's called an octopus fan. That's what it looks like. And these little flexible arms here, feet, whatever, You can have it on your desk, which my desk is full, or you can hold it. But I have it on the side of my table because I have a U-shaped thing that sits, that attaches to my table, and then a bar, the bar across the top is where I have my camera. And then I have, on the ends, I have the extension things if I want to do something else with it, but I normally don't use that too much. So, but look at that, it's almost dry already. Yeah, it's a very impressive little fan. So I think, I'm not sure if I should do this in silver. That would really stand out. I'm not really sure. It's kind of, let's see what I have that I can use. I don't want to use anything that's gonna, that might work. I don't want to get my finger in there because it will be all over the place, I'm sure. I mean, it is almost dry. This is just a few little spots. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do these little guys. I think I'm going to do them in gold. And hopefully I just have some old brushes. So I'm just going to go ahead over it. And just try not to get it on anything. That is looking sharp. I don't want to get up underneath the neck. I want that to stay dark. May be able to get some of those spines. If not, I'll just get something where I can do them separately. That looks good to me. All right. I'm very happy with that. Years ago, it was a big thing to get your family crest and all of that stuff, and I think that turned out to be a scam. And I did get one. I thought it was super cool. I don't even know if I still have it anywhere. I don't know. We just thought it was cool. It wasn't super expensive, but I don't think it really meant anything. It was just something fun. I really like that. I think that turned out nice. I may go over this just a little bit more. It needs a little bit more brightening. that's a little better. Okay, now this one is going to be a little bit harder because it's so tiny. All of the I need to make some more of this kind of stuff. I really love it. And I know I have lots of polymer clay, that's for sure. Look at that. That looks so pretty. Do just a little bit more on the edges. I'm happy with that. And I think he will be too. All right. And this is completely dry. What a lovely little fan. Okay, so now this has to be set aside because I can't mix the silver and the gold with that. Alright, all my old stencil brushes that I don't like are working for this. So now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of silver and go over some of this with this and see how it turns out. If it doesn't, well, all I can do is try. Nah, I don't think that's going to work. Well, let's try it this way. I think it was going to get too heavy-handed with the brush. I love the texture, the way I did it. I really love the texture. And where I painted it with the, I used a heavy stencil brush to paint the background and get in there and make strokes like, well, I don't want to say wood grain, but something like that. And that has really made a huge difference. I want some areas to be real dark, you know, lots of silver. I'm liking this a lot. And after I've done this, then I'll go over it with some gold, and maybe that'll help blend it all together. And I want it a little on the splotchy side. I don't want it to be you know, I want it to look handmade and distressed. I don't want it to look like a stencil, or, I mean, it is a stencil, but I want it to look more organic, I guess you would call it. I like how that turned out. Really stands out. Now, let's see. Okay, the gold has dried. So, now the rest of my intention was to go over it in gold, kind of here and there. Yes, I like this. This works perfectly. It's exactly what I had in my mind, and it's turning out amazing. Now in this spot I can add a little bit of silver to cover that little blob of gold, but I'll wait till I'm done to see if it has any effect on how it looks. But I am really liking this. And I do like those streaks. So I'll go back over it and add more streaks. I really like this. I think this is very kind of medieval kind of stuff. You know how this turned out. I don't know. I guess it all depends on the person. But I like it. I like this. I think it's perfect. So you have a little of the silver, you have a little bit of the gold. It's all shining through. Need a little bit more. It's almost. Gotta have a little on the edges to frame it out. Make sure I did it. Oh, there's a spot. And I have one little spot on this side that I don't like. And it covered it right up. Oh, I love this. Oh, I love it. It's perfect. It is absolutely perfect. So now I gotta find something to clean my fingers with. Oh, sometimes these things just they dry up. You get down to like 10 or 12 in the container, you know, the wipe container, and they're all dried up. But anyway, I love this. I love it. Oh, I am so excited. I love how this turned out. There we go. Get a little bit, I had a little bit too much silver on that. Same thing here. But, oh, I love this. Oh, that lightened that up a little bit. Good. Okay. Well, what do you think? I think it's gorgeous. Ah. Tell me what you think. Thanks for watching. Bye.